Welcome back to Speaking Llama, a Survivor podcast. We are here with the latest exit interview of the latest person voted out of Australian Survivor Titans versus Rebels, the one and only, one of the most eccentric characters on this season. Kelli, how are you doing after what has been an epic story for you this season?
Well, I can just start off by saying, woo! I'm doing fantastically. I mean, what a night. What a season. I mean, unbelievable, hey?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that you were probably the biggest character out there on the beach this season. Whether, it was trying to, have a ruse of it being scared of being voted off to protecting the people that you loved the most out there. What was your strategy going into the game?
Look, because of my job, and I've done my job for a very long time as a psychologist, I know exactly how people think and work. I analyze behavior every day. I analyze thinking every day. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to analyze all these people, work out what's going on, and I'm going to play the most least threat I can. What's the least threat in society? Someone who's stupid, someone who's silly, someone who's fun, who no one has any clue what she's doing. She seems impulsive. And they all just kept shaking their heads at me. What is she doing now? So I played someone who people had no clue what she was thinking.
I love that. I love that so much. Well, I'm curious too with that. So you're analyzing people as you begin the game. What are some of your initial first impressions of your fellow rebels those early days?
My first impressions were, oh, guys, can you stop being so boring? I was like, you're meant to be rebels here, for heaven's sake. What's going on? So yeah, I had to lift things in the game to make it more fun. Seriously, they're all under blooming 28 or something. No idea how to play games. So I was like, oh, boring. Let's have some fun. That was my true impression.
Were there any other games that you tried to lead besides Twister?
Oh, well, you saw me doing my acro on the beach, right? And my meditation
Right.
and all that sort of stuff. Seriously, it was so hard trying to get those dudes to play Twister.
Yeah.
Man, I was just like, oh, guys, what's going on? Let's just have some fun. It took me so long to build that game of Twister. And oh, come on. But it was great that Ray and Ree and everyone joined me. And then Alex comes in at the end. But yes, I tried to get them to have lots of fun, but it was hard.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Alex, one of my favorite moves that you made was early on, you ended up switching the vote rather than making a tie vote with Tobias and Alex and just voting out Tobias, saving Alex. So would love for some more context on that move, maybe your relationship with Alex and what you were hoping to gain from making that decision.
Well, you heard Eileen hold my hands and say, A is for Alex, B is for Blindside. And I was like, yep, another one of those moments. Kel's winning. She knows that they know nothing about her. So I was like, well, Alex is the top of the triangle. Obviously, looking at dynamics, Alex and him had a really great dynamic. Sarah and him had a very great cuddle crew. So I was like, why would I take out the bottom feeders, so to speak, when it comes to the dynamic of the triangle? Take out the top, which is Tobias. He's the dark horse. Alex, you can read. Sarah's lovely and sweet. She said herself she doesn't know what's going on. So, I was like, why would we keep Tobias when we don't know what he's about to do? He's a lot older. He's more mature. He's been around. He's a risk taker. He's strong. Let's just get rid of him now early on. Let's rebel against the tribe. Let's have some fun and rebel. I mean, let's not be predictable. Hey, guys, I mean, seriously, life is full of uncertainty. Why would I let the game be so certain? That is boring for me. And if the viewers can't see that, well, I don't know.
Well, that was the perfect rebel move early on in the season
Absolutely.
to take him out. Did you anticipate working with Alex after that, or was it like, hey, I probably still won't work with him, but I'm going to save him this vote?
Look, I put it on you, Alex, and me, where I wasn't. People think, oh my gosh, Kelli had no clue. Alex rejected her. Oh my gosh. I was on the island. I know exactly what was going on. Look, Alex and me had a frenemy relationship. Why would we change that? You know, it was great. It was great dynamic. It was great for the audience to see that frenemy relationship. Why would we change it? So, you know, I thought he might have been a little bit humble, you know, a little tiny bit. But, you know, unfortunately, the young, haughty man came out and there was no humbleness and there was nothing, not even a thank you, Kel, like nothing. And I was like, oh, well, that didn't work. Did it with Alex? You know, he didn't learn from that.
Wow. Wow. Was there ever any,
Alex, by the way.
yeah. Was there ever any conversation with Alex about like, hey, like, you know, we should work together because no one's going to expect that?
Me and Alex had those conversations. I'm like, Alex. And he's like, okay, Kel. So, you know, we did. We had this in the background going on. You know, we definitely did. It was there. We just couldn't orchestrate it too well. And I knew that watching Alex play, he was like totally on the outer all the time. Every vote, let's get rid of Alex, get rid of Alex. So I didn't want to come too close to Alex as well, because I didn't want to be, you know, people think that I was sleeping with the enemy, you know, metaphorically speaking, boys.
Yeah, well, so okay, so the frenemy relationship with you and Alex, there was also another frenemy relationship out there on the island with Kirby and Ferris, and you found yourself on the tribe with them quite a bit, especially this swapped Titans tribe. What was your perspective on the conflict between the two of them? You know, you kind of found yourself on Kirby's side, but then we're working with others.
Look, I was with Kirby from the beginning of time, but me and Ferris also had a beautiful relationship. I mean, I also like totally had a great relationship with both of them. This is my problem. I was having great relationships with everyone. But when I got to that point, I really felt like there was, you know, Kirby thought that she was under attack by Ferris, so she started defending, and then Ferris thought that he was under attack, so he started defending, and then he started attacking, and then she started doing that as well. So it was just like, you know, who's playing what game? So at that point, I was a little bit frustrated, and I was like, oh, come on, like, can you just, both of you, because you see what I say last night in the episode, that, you know, the two emerging leaders, you know, they both decided to become leaders, you know, and I don't think anyone asked them, or they didn't ask anyone. I don't think anyone said, but they emerged as leaders. And I'm like, come on, let's just come together for this vote and vote out an OG Titan. Like, it's so easy and simple for me to see that. Let's just do that. So yeah, it kind of drove me a little bit, you know, batty, I suppose, watching them fight, but it's all part of the game dynamics. It's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's driving everyone a little batty watching them just like, oh, we're going to make a plan and then actually not do that the entire, like, back and forth, back and forth. But, you know, I think we also saw there that you were pretty close with Raymond. Besides him, was there anyone else that you were like, maybe you thought is your number one, or anyone that you were particularly close with?
Look, Kirby was my number one. I'm not going to say that. And then Ray was my number one. So it's really hard when you've got two number ones, right? Who actually, you have to try and mediate between them to get them to, you know, work on the same page. And that's what I tried to do. So it was really hard. I had two number ones. It was really difficult. Yeah,
I bet. Well, like, to that end, right, we just saw in this last episode that part of what leads to your vote out is your decision to protect Raymond, and right, that you are going to stand for that. Walk us through, like, when did you decide, like, I'm flipping over to the side, or at least I'm going to, like, my priority is to protect Raymond versus this alliance with Kirby?
Look, I knew a few days before that I was going to have an internal conflict. I just knew. I could feel the game, and I could feel the internal conflict coming, that I'd have to choose between Ray and Kirby, and that broke my heart. I'm like, damn you, game. So I didn't pick the alliance that Kirby picked, and she picked that straight away as soon as we got to that tribe swap, and that wasn't the alliance that I would have chosen. I would have tried to move closer back with the original rebels, and I never chose that alliance from the beginning. I mean, even though I respect the players, don't get me wrong, I just really am such a rebel. I wanted to keep the rebels close, and Kirby and I had that disagreement about that. And, you know, I'm not saying she did the right decision, I did the wrong, or vice versa. I'm just saying that we had different opinions about how we wanted to see this game be played.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when you make the decision to kind of, I'm going to protect Raymond, I'm not going to work with this kind of plan, Was there ever any thought of, or did you have a conversation about maybe going over to the Ferris, Eileen, Alex side to do something against the Kirby side, right? You ended up voting for Winna, but what was kind of your strategy for that vote?
So obviously, if you were on Ferris's alliance, you would want to have Kel come over and vote out Kirby.
Yeah.
That's what you'd want to do, right? That's what I was thinking that I would do if I was in their position, but neither of them talked to me about that. None of them talked to me about that, which I thought was very interesting. But we did previously, as a group, Eileen and me had a big discussion on the beach about trying to go rebel strong. And I said to, well, original rebel strong. And I said to Curbs, let's do it, you know. And I said to Scotty, and, you know, I don't know, I think they were just scared. And I think they were very scared. I think Kirby was very scared. She was in that place where her and Ferris had you know, had that going on. And I think Kirby was scared for her game. And that's why she made that decision. And she knew she'd almost like dug herself in because she was now deeply entrenched with the OG Titans. So it's very hard for her to come out from that. And so I knew I was entrenched, but not really, because I'd had those previous conversations. So I was just like, okay, I'm going out with a bang. I'm going to try and flip. I'm going to flip. Yeah. And, you know, it didn't work, but I did try and have those conversations. And you don't see this in the edit, but even JLP says it at Tribal, you know, Kelli did have those relationships with you, and they admitted that they did. So, yeah.
I wish that would have happened. I wish, you know, that would have been great.
For the game.
Absolutely.
And it didn't need to be Kirby. It just needed to be a stronger player, not Ray. Yeah. It just needed to be. That's why I said, let's take out a bishop or a knight. I didn't say the queen. I said the bishop or the knight. I said, let's take out one of them. Don't take out a pawn at this point. We're about to get to merge. My dad taught me how to play chess. Do you even play chess? No? Okay.
I love that analogy. I think that's perfect. So I am curious, if you were to hit merge, let's say you made it through this last tribal council and go to merge, who would you have wanted to work with? Are there people from the other side you would have wanted to work with, or what was your game plan to make it past that early merge?
So I did, when I went to the Titans and the tribe swap, I did begin the early development of the alliances that I wanted, and I saw Kitty and Kirby. They were quite nice to me. Oh, sorry, not Kitty and Caroline. Yeah. They were very nice to me, and we had lots of lovely conversations. Actually, you know what? They were all nice to me. But I saw those girls, and I thought, you know, I'm into nutrition. I'm a psychologist. She's a midwife. You know, we could probably work together. Also, Kirby is my girl, and clearly Ray. But me and Kirby and Ray separately had conversations that said, once we get to merge, it's every person for themselves at the end of the day. But I still think I would have tried to keep Ferris, Eileen, Kirby, Ray, Kitty and Caroline. You know, I think I would have tried to kind of do what I was doing all along. I probably would have changed my character slightly. I think I would have been less the hurricane Kel. I would have tried to still throw bombs, but I would have been probably more the analytical side of me.
Well, I think, you know, we got to see some of that at times with you out there. And in particular, like, we have this twist of the reward this episode where some people get to choose to go look for an idol. Some get to choose to go and have a feast. You chose to have a feast. What was your strategy for that, like that twist, or even what was that reward experience like?
Look, the reward experience was unbelievable. You know, I don't think I've ever had better food in my life, or unless it's all relative because you're on an island and you're starving. But the food was great, and just watching Jade munch at those big bones was hilarious. Look, I like parties. I'm a party girl. Everyone invites me to their party because I'm the entertainment. So I just knew I wanted to go for a party. It was my son's 18th birthday. Whoop, whoop, why not have a party? So I don't know if you can call that a strategy or not, but that was definitely there. And the other side was, oh, okay, we're going to have an opportunity to tell people what's really going on over at that tribe. And things aren't calm waters. So I chose that to tell people what was really going on, and that I was just basically trying to flip.
Yeah. We saw that you talking to Kitty and kind of revealing some of the things that were happening. Was that just a Kitty conversation, or were there other people you were saying that to? And if it was just Kitty, why Kitty? Look,
me and Kitty had this kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge, kind of smiling. I liked her drive. I know that I'm a driven person. I could see that drive in her as a woman. So I thought, yeah, Kitty, and we'd also talked over at Tribe Swap, and I did try and talk to Caroline, but that sort of didn't go as well. Because Scotty and everyone were around. But I just thought Kitty was my girl. So I was going to try and I'm into fitness and gym. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go for that girl because she knows what it means to do hard work. So that's probably why I chose Kitty at that moment. And Jaden was just too busy eating, That's all Jaden was doing. I mean, Jaden's just there to lift heavy things and to eat food when it comes in front of him.
That's what we've seen so far. So that's
what Jaden is. He's lifting heavy things. He's fantastically funny though.
Oh yeah, I bet. I love his confessionals. Yeah, so good. Well, one fun moment with you. This is from a few episodes ago, but when you kind of had a fake idol and were convincing your tribe you had an idol. Tell us more of the story behind that? Did they believe you? What was going on?
No offense. I was just thinking, are these people like not all in the head? I had something in my pants, it was just something in my pants, I just put there, I just carry things. You got no pockets. I was just carrying something in my pants. It might have been a shell or something because I like to collect shells for my son and my daughters and my dog's love heart. So I was probably just had some shells in there, and they all thought I had an idol. And Kirby's like, I think you got an idol, Kel. I mean, it was so obvious. I had bike pants on. There was this big lump, I'm not exactly big, and I had this big lump sticking out. And I'm thinking, Kirby's like, I think an idol, Kel. I'm like, really? This is great. And Kirby's like, this is great. And we're like, oh my God. And we're like, we're playing this. So I just played the I've got an idol, and Kirby's like, I think Kel's got an idol. Oh my gosh, Kel's got an idol. And because I'm so unpredictable to them, they have no idea who this woman is. They're like, we can believe it. She's got an idol. And I'm like, whoa, this was so easy. And Kirby's like, these people are so gullible. And I'm like, I know.
For sure. Well, we definitely think, at least from our point of view, you had a lot of fun out there. And we know that it is an edited TV show, and so we don't get to see everything. One thing we always like to ask former players is, was there anything that maybe wasn't shown that was a special memory for you or a fun experience that you'd want to share with us?
Look, there was a lot of deep emotions in the game, especially that first week. It was raining really hard, and everyone was wet. And me and Curbs and a few of the other players couple of them spent a lot of time building those fires and keeping us warm. So for me, warmth is metaphorical too, because warmth is about a fire, but warmth is in your heart. So there was a lot of beautiful warmth in that tribe early on with some very special people. And that's why I think fires bring people together. So for me, it was about building fires and keeping that fire alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
Well, Kelli, as we wrap up this episode, what are you taking away from your Survivor experience?
I'm taking away that I've done some awesome merchandise, wrote a rad song, right? Because Survivor is the funnest game, the most incredible social experiment, and I just loved every minute of it. So I wanted to embrace it at any opportunity that I could. And I'm just taking away that why wouldn't you want to watch this game for the rest of your life?
Absolutely. I don't think we couldn't agree more. Right. So, Kelli, thank you so much for joining us for this interview. It was wonderful watching you all season long. I hate to think that we're not going to have quite as much chaos out there on the season. And so whether people love your game or hate your game, you were very entertaining to watch all season long. And so thank you for sharing that and yourself all season long.
And thank you to all you American people that support me. Whoop, whoop. Go the Rebel Kel. And if you ever want me to come to America, I'm all there, and I'm doing shit with you boys. If that's what you want me to do, I'm there.
Sounds great.
Give us a call.
Thank you so much, boys. It's been fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah,
Americans, you rock. And Australians do too, right? I've got to say
and
that.
Australians
absolutely.
Do too.
Awesome.
Great
Thanks, Kelli.
countries. See you. Bye.